What's going on, everybody? My name is Miguel, and if you're an auto styling shop and you want to attract high quality leads that show up and pay your prices, this is exactly what you need to do. So, what it comes down to is a solid offer. And before I get into what a great offer looks like, let me tell you what a cheap offer usually comes off like. Let's just say you're doing 10 and you're doing for $99 and you're doing a full tint, or you're offering 50% off with no warranty. This is going to attract customers who only care about the cheapest price. And these people are usually going to be not worth your time because they're going to stress you out with every little detail that they're looking for you to get right. And really, who's going to get what's the word? Who's going to get attracted by 50% off? Usually comes down to people thinking like, okay, why are they offering 50% off? Either the product or service is really cheap, they don't know how to properly install. So you're going to get a lot of cheap leads that way. Not saying that it doesn't work, but using this method, you'll get customers that will come to you who are concerned only about the price rather than the quality, like I was mentioning earlier. And it's really a volume game with low margin. Plus, you'll be known as the cheapest guy in town. And I don't know about you, but I don't want you to be known as cheapest guy in town. And this loop usually looks like this. You'll get low margins with really no room to grow because you're not bringing in much profit. So you're stressed about paying bills and expenses, and you don't really have a real business. You're just an overworked employee. And I'm sure you're really realizing that right now. You're the first one to wake up at 5 in the morning, last one to leave, and you're so, what a great offer looks like really comes down to the dream outcome that your customer wants to receive. So, let's just say for tent, they're not buying the tent, they're buying what the tent can do for their vehicle. So, this is going to come from increasing their looks, increasing privacy so people are not looking into the damn car, or reducing the heat. Maybe they live in a hot area and they want to reduce the amount of heat that comes in by a ceramic tent. And what's the likelihood of them actually getting this installed? So you're going to want to have social proof, a warranty on a tent just in case anything goes wrong. Time delay, you shouldn't really be concerned about, but pretty much is like, what's the turnaround time? If the person is going to get their tent done within the next month, they're probably not going to book in. They're going to go with a shop that's quicker. And effort and sacrifice on their end. Are you offering some sort of bonus, a discount? Offer to drive their car back to them. I know some shops do that. And really a great price, great offer. You want to mention the price in the content. It depends on, let's just say, a tint. You want to mention the price right away because if someone is just price shopping and you tell them what the price is then and there, and they can't afford it, there's no purpose of them reaching out. So this is gonna unintentionally weed out some of the price shoppers. And you also want to package the offer around what is it that they're looking for. So let's just say somebody wants to come in for a ceramic coating. You could do one step paint correction plus a 5 year ceramic coating at X amount of price. So what that looks like, let's just say you're using this dream outcome, likelihood of outcome, a time delay and effort and sacrifice. So if we're doing a ceramic coating offer to restore your car's paint and protect your car with little to no effort on maintaining the car's paint, we'll do a 5 year ceramic coating plus a free windshield coating or wheel coating. Normally 1,299, but for the next 2 to 3 customers that come in, we'll do 997. Using this method, you'll get pre-qualified customers who know they are paying for quality and trust your shop as a go-to shop with less time spent with price shoppers and low intent customers because reality, none of us want to be spending time with people who are not going to buy the service. So if you want to attract leads that are going to pay your prices, your shop has to be a trusted shop. And the way you go about that is provide value in your content. So you're selling your expertise and solving problems of the customer. So the way that you go about getting pre-qualified leads that are sold before they ever reach out to you is going to come from a solid content strategy. And the way you do that is really breaking it down to 3 things: top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. So I'll have a brief explanation on what that looks like. But for top of funnel, you just want to go briefly into what you do. So you're not going too in depth. Let's just say you're sitting with your friends and family and they ask you what you do. You're going to go very surface level and you're just going to explain for enough for them to get it, but not so in depth that you end up losing them. They're like, what the hell did you just say? Middle of funnel is going to be explaining the process and the benefits of your service. So let's just say there's somebody at the table, your cousin was interested on why he should get a ceramic coating. You, as the expert, you're going to basically go in more in depth than you would at a vague table conversation with the family. So this is going to go more like, the benefits of the ceramic coating, how long it takes to do a ceramic coating, what the price point is if it's ceramic coating. You're going to go more in depth. Bottom of funnel is pretty much your cousin's interested. He might think it's some magic, and he just needs a little bit more convincing on getting the ceramic coating for his car. So he just needs that little bit of push. He doesn't fully believe in a product, but he wants you to show him proof. So you're going to show him, videos on your IG. You're going to show him maybe your car is ceramic coated, and you're going to show like the water beating off of the paints. And this is going to be that final nudge that says, oh, damn, like, you know what? This thing is legit. I'm going to go get the ceramic coating. So that's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel in a nutshell. Now that you know the type of content that you should be posting, how do you actually implement it and put it into action so that you could get qualified leads that are paying your prices? And it's going to come down from a solid content strategy, like I was mentioning earlier. So the way you go about recording this is grab a tripod and record it, basically showing you, talk about your service, talk about the benefits, pull out your phone, show what you're doing. You could even show a little bit of B-roll, so nice angles of the car, showing the installation through the whole process. So that's pretty much you recording the car. And do a breakdown, what is it that you're doing? What do you typically charge? Why do you charge it? And the bigger bonus you can do that really gets people to buy is tell a story. Tell a story of a time that somebody came in for a wrap job, maybe a tint job, and the experience wasn't that great. Maybe the bubbling with the other shop occurred after like 1 month, and they came to your shop as a solution. So, record that. Why did that happen? How did you make it right? This is gonna eliminate the fear that your shop is going to screw over the customer and bring in more customers to your shop. So once we find what's working organically as far as content that's being posted and working organically, you're getting in more customers, getting qualified customers. We can then set up a campaign running those type of ads or running that content as creatives under different ad sets with the goal of maximizing qualified leads and eliminated wasted ad spend. So we basically want to get every customer that's willing to pay without wasting so much on ads, trying to find winners and losers. And so once we can find winning creatives, we turn off the ones that don't perform well after a few days. So if you want to get more information on how to actually implement this for your shop, I encourage you to check out my IG on real_Miguel Rodriguez. You could find more content about me talking about this. And if you want to get an audit on your ads right now, maybe you've ran them in the past and they're not doing as well as you thought they would do, or you had an agency work with you and they just didn't know what the hell they were doing. Why don't you comment, learn more, and I'll DM you and we'll see if I can help you out.